welcome to the Paper Snob. This is Tara. Today I am working on Scraplift Crafternoon with my tribe. I want to remind you that the Scrappy Nerd is still on vacation this week. She should be back next week with a video for our Scraplift Crafternoon haunt. But for now she is enjoying a vacation, so I hope she's having a blast. We are scraplifting Artful Angels. I will put her information up here in the corner, or her layout up here in the corner rather, and take a look at that lovely thing. I adore this layout, and I have pulled my April counterfeit kit to create or to recreate a similar style layout. In my counterfeit kit this month, I chose to put 49 Market's Tranquility along with some of the bits and pieces from the Inspiration Kit, which is from Tracy Reed Designs. I happen to own that digital kit, and I printed a few of the papers and a few of the embellishments, and then from there I built on the colors of my papers by adding things that went well with it and some things that I would like to use up. There is a gorgeous film strip piece on this original layout. There's a title and lots of little strips of paper, and I thought that this would be a good chance to pull out some of these scraps that I have been creating this month, and some of the branding strips as well you see here, to use on this layout. So I'm going to go ahead and pause this video. We are going to get started. I'm going to do a little bit more mixed media on this page because the original creator used a 49 Market background page that looks like paint, and I'm going to add just a little bit more paint to this. I'll be right back. So the original creator used a 49 Market background that already looked like it had paint kind of flowing down and puddling towards the bottom. I really love those backgrounds, and I do have a few of them, but I am trying to use up my counterfeit kit for the month of April, and I don't have those backgrounds in my counterfeit kit, so I chose this piece of pattern paper from my counterfeit kit. I'm using the B side versus the beautiful A side. It's really hard to choose on those papers which side you want to use. I think that's why I always just buy two, but this particular collection, which is Tranquility, I only bought the one paper pack and a few of the embellishments that are in my kit, and that's all I purchased. And the goal is to just try to use it up as much as possible. So I'm using just regular old white acrylic paint, and I'm just using a paintbrush to spread it down. So here I kind of pre-laid out the branding strips / scraps so that I could get an idea of where I was going to put things, and now I'm going to trim them down a little bit. My strips of paper are not going to look exactly like the original creators because I'm just kind of doing my own thing. She had a lot more of the wider strips than what I do, and that's fine. This works out well. I'm really happy with the way that my layout turned out. It does mean that I used more strips than she did, and anyway, like I said, I'm fine with it. I think it looks great, and I'm happy with it, and that's what counts, right? So, like I said, a lot of these are branding strips. Some of them, like the piece in my hand right there, is actually a scrap that I had cut off another piece of pattern paper. This is also a scrap. But for the most part, I'm just playing with the branding strips from this collection and just trying to get them used up and trying to decide where they're going to actually end up on the layout and how long they need to be and all that fun stuff. Now this green one here, or one of the green striped scraps, I actually flip over and use the other side. So now I'm going to kind of spread them out, and I went off camera and I did the hand stitching off camera. I really love to hand stitch. I know I say that all the time, but I do. So I have another piece of scraps from a previous layout from my counterfeit kit, and I'm going to use the side that doesn't have all the beautiful flowers to map my photo. And I'll go ahead and set the rest of this aside for some other layouts later, but I just want to get this photo matted. I also brought in a scrap of craft cardstock, and I'm going to use that as the second mat. The original creator had double matted her photo. She did use black for hers. I chose to use craft because I really wanted it to stand out, but I didn't want it to be in your face stand out. So I chose the craft just to delineate between the background and the photo. Now, I think I already said once that my photo film strip that I'm using is not a 49 on market. It is actually from Basic Gray, and I cut it in half. And so that means it's not going to show up in the same manner as hers. Hers sticks up pretty far above her photo and below her photo. And instead, I'm putting it on either side of the photo, and it's kind of tucked below the actual matting. So, and that's just, it's how it's going to have to be, because that's what was in my counterfeit kit. I didn't put any of the regular 49 on market strips, film strips in my kit, just that package with this strip in it from Basic Gray. And it also had like a reel and some Instagram type frames on it. So she put sequins on her layout, and love sequins. I could put sequins on every single layout probably for the rest of my life and not even come close to using up all of the sequins that I own. But instead, I chose to use these butterflies from my counterfeit kit and kind of just place them in a circle around my photo. I also used 2 of the freckled fawn phrases. One of them says, "Let's take a selfie," and I don't remember what the pink one says. I have a green label from my counterfeit kit. Those labels came from Illustrated Faith. You get a digital download, and I just print them. I print like 3 or 4 sheets at a time, and then when I run out, I will reprint them. I use them all the time. You've seen them on multiple layouts. So now I am building a title with the tile letters from Freckled Fawn. The word lucky, the gold word lucky, is a Heidi Swap title piece that was in my counterfeit kit. And I'm going to use that as part of my title. My title is going to be Lucky and Blessed. So I used an ampersand from that wood grain alpha sticker set. Now I'm trying to get the rest of my letters onto this page. I didn't quite cut enough foam adhesive for the full words. I had to come in and get another little tiny piece, and that's just because I actually used a scrap of foam tape that I had stuck to my foam tape roll before, and so it wouldn't get lost and I wouldn't waste it. Now I'm gonna go ahead and cut another piece because apparently I still don't have enough room so that I can spell the full word blessed. So I've got that on there now, and I think I'm pretty happy with placement of everything. So I'm going to go ahead and stop and glue. Okay, I got my layout completely finished and glued down. The original creator put sequins on her layout, and instead of sequins, I opted for the butterflies from my April counterfeit kit. I also changed up the location of the film strip just a tad. She had a whole one sticking up here at the top and another piece kind of over here at the bottom. And because I had a really small one from an old pack of Basic Gray ephemera, I chose to cut that in half and then just tuck it on either side of my photo, but kind of wonky. And that is my nod towards her film strip that she has on hers. I also added a label for journaling, and I went ahead and went with a long title like what she had. I am pretty happy with the way this layout turned out, and I think I stayed as close to the original as I could without copying it exactly. I want to thank you so much for coming to my channel today. I really appreciate those of you who take the time to like, comment, and or subscribe to my channel. You guys are helping me to grow this channel. It will always be free for you to subscribe. So if you are not a subscriber, please just click that button below. There's a bell down there too, and if you click that bell, that YouTube will notify you when I post new content. I strive for a goal of somewhere between 2 and 4 videos per week, unless I'm participating in a daily hop such as 30 days of sketches. With that being said, the next series of 30 days of sketches is in June, right in my moving window. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to pull off another 30 days of sketches round at all for June, but I will try. So I want to thank you for being here. Make sure that you check that playlist below to see what the other 3 ladies in my tribe are doing. Remember, the Scrappy Nerd is still on vacation this week and will not be back until next week, so there are only 4 of us. And I hope that you have a great rest of your Sunday afternoon. Bye.